So, Gary Vee thinks you should do a daily vlog, and it's also very hard, and I've been trying to figure it out. I think I know how I'm gonna get it done. There's no way that I could do it in any formal format, so I think a behind the scenes is probably the best bet. This is gonna be the first episode. I'm Tristan. I run the personal development brand, the TMC Project, and over my life, I have spent a lot of time very frustrated and very upset with my own inabilities. Most of them, if not all of them, stem from severe ADHD. I was diagnosed at 6 and I have never medicated for it. And that it can be very difficult because it sounds like I have nothing but excuses, and it is so hard to explain sometimes how much of a struggle that has been. But it's also never stopped me. And at a certain point in my life, I realized that I was just not interested in any job enough to hold it or to add value. So I decided to dedicate myself to helping others. I really like creating new ideas. I like helping people and showing them easier ways to get things done. I think everyone wants to be successful, but it's hard. Life is a struggle, no matter what you want out of it. When Buddha said, we struggle because we want, I genuinely believe that, and I've always wanted to be better. I have a weird, insatiable hunger inside myself, an unacceptance of where I'm currently at, and I don't know if that'll ever go away, and I'm okay with that being where my emotions lie. I meditate a lot so that way it doesn't get in my way. However, when you look into a lot of the greatest athletes, and by no means am I a stellar athlete, that seems to be where you'll find this dark side, this competitive nature. For me, it really drives me. Now, it's not necessarily part of the TMC project as a personal development brand, but this is the behind the scenes. I'm going to document the journey of making this brand successful. And why would I do that? Why is it important to me? That seems to give me good feels. I want to help other people. This is going to be the vehicle at which I go about it. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been semi-successful at all of them. However, over time, all of them have become failures. A lot of it has to just do with no longer being interested or anxiety getting in the way of small steps. Since I can't seem to quit moving forward, I just never stopped finding ways around it. I really do believe that if you keep pushing forward, you'll always have the next level of success, no matter what that is. It's kind of that simple when that's the only thing to focus on. You start to get very good tips and tricks and ways of helping other people who don't have the struggles. Executive functioning is very hard to explain. The concept of your brain having the sheer ability to make adult decisions can't be underappreciated. When I first learned about the marshmallow test, and I'm sure all of you know this, but as early as the age of 6, you can find out how successful someone is going to be by their ability to delay gratification. And the marshmallow test is that example. If you give a child a marshmallow and you tell them you can have this marshmallow right now and it's yours. However, if you are willing to wait 10 minutes, you will get 3 marshmallows as a reward. Whenever these studies are done, there is a direct correlation for the rest of their life at how successful they will be strictly from delayed gratification. Well, what if that's not a viable option for you? You've got to find ways to trick the game. And that's kind of what I've done my whole life, because feeling successful and being successful is really the most important thing to me. And we're all allowed to measure our own success. And the way I measure my success is going to be the impact I can have through this personal development brand. I also seek financial freedom. I don't want to work for a living, and that can be very strange for people to hear. However, I'm bored all the time and I don't like it, and I have no interest in being bored for the rest of my life. Anyone who's willing to do that, I mean, more power to you. I wouldn't wish it on anyone else. For so many of us, we do things we don't like every day till we're in the grave. And thankfully, that is just not acceptable in my life. I can't actually do that. It's not within my ability, and I have no interest in gaining that skill. So I'm not going to. I'm going to build the TMC Project, the Mindfulness Challenge, because it is a brand that will allow anyone to, no matter where you are in life, you can start the process of identifying your strengths and weaknesses and start building a plan to become the best version of you, as well as finding out what you really want so that way you can start working towards that. This behind the scenes is accountability for me. I have a huge issue with it. If no one's watching, I just quit. And that can be hard, knowing you'll just quit on yourself, because the emotional feeling of gratification to keep doing things is a sheer necessity in my life. Since I understand that, I do my best to try to trick the game. To be honest with you, it's just hard to find a caretaker. I'm not in a position where I can just have a personal assistant that will hold me accountable, much like a personal trainer does for someone in the gym. This will be the method. It'll probably be fairly unedited. I think we're gonna do 3 cuts: morning expectations, midday check-in, pass or fail at night, and they'll be slapped together. I hope there's some inspiration and some random thoughts in here, as this isn't my primary focus. However, I believe Gary Vee, he stated that he had wished he had started earlier. I want to look back and see those changes. When my wife looks at me, she says, every year I've changed and I've upgraded. It doesn't always feel that way. It only feels like I'm not there yet. I believe that has a value. I believe a lot of people will see and feel that. I hope that makes your life easier. It sounds weird, but let's keep it weird. I'll keep it real as well. It'll be fairly straightforward. I'm excited. Right now, the method that I've got for my daily rhythm, because we are habitual and it's only through really controlling and refining our habits that we can move this process along. I've got my magnetic responsibility chart. This thing is amazing. I originally bought it for my daughter in hopes that I could help her manage her day. And I could never actually keep track of it enough to build it into her. So now I'm using it for myself so that way I can be the example. And it's pretty straightforward. It's got a lot of personal growth on it. There's so many things that you need to do regularly for a miracle morning to stay on top of everything. Right now, I have AM reading. If you don't know, over at the TMC Project, daily, well, the goal is to do it every day, and we'll see when I fail. I didn't do it on Sunday, but I am 4 days in a row right now. I read an article about self-awareness or personal development or leadership. That way you don't have to. I grew up not being able to read. I don't have dyslexia. There's something about my mind that doesn't comprehend words very well. I appreciate that not everyone wants to read, and you can't really get articles on audio. Fuck it. I'm gonna read them. It's kind of funny. You can see the stutter. The stutters are fun, but I'm learning how to speak better. Not only am I adding value, I'm building up a muscle in myself. One of the core principles is you never do one thing for one. You always want to get at least 2 for 1 or more. By getting more than one result for every action, it really compounds every action taken. Next, we have AM meditation. ADHD is a huge thing with emotional regulation, but I don't know anyone who doesn't deal with stress or sadness or anxiety. I don't know anyone who doesn't deal with stress and anxiety or fear or being upset with their wife or lost in the past or the present. And meditation has truly, truly added more value to my life than almost anything else. It's why we also talk about it so much on the TMC Project, and it's why I want to hold myself accountable. Because whenever I'm meditating regularly, I started this on Monday, so yes, it's a little off. Next is the quote post. Instagram is super important for brand building. I want to put out 1 inspirational quote a day, because through consistency, the TMC Project will get a higher level of awareness. It's just practice, and it lets me hear powerful quotes in hopes that I will have those ideas in, which will allow me to speak better. Tom Bilyeu says one of the surest ways to success is ideas in to ideas out. And my brain is always creating new things. By doing quote posts, I have the ability to create more ideas. Ideas in, ideas out. Next, we have the gym. We're not going to get too deep into my struggles of my health and how I feel about myself, but to keep it simple, from the age of 7 to 28, I did not like my body and I did not care what anyone else felt about it. I'm very self-centered in that nature. I wanted to feel good about me. I've now gotten to that point primarily through a low-carb lifestyle, as well as a lot of life hacks, tips and tricks. However, since I've never been able to go to the gym consistently, accountability has been key. It sucks because I missed that one Monday, but I've gone twice on Tuesday and twice on Wednesday. And right now I'm also in the process of helping my wife hopefully get her health back too. It's been very difficult for her over the last year, and stress and life has just made it hard. But I feel it is my responsibility to help my family be the best family they can be. I've got 3 more spots and I've got a lot of ideas on what I want to do with them. However, if I fill them in, I'll probably just start failing, and it's about adding things on. You don't want to overwhelm yourself because it's too easy to fail. So let's get a quick close up because I think that's worth seeing. So there you have it. This is the TMC Project behind the scenes. I'm really grateful that you're here, and I want to thank you for joining me. I don't care if no one ever sees these videos. However, I genuinely believe that these will be the videos that'll truly inspire you to move forward and move upward. I'm sure you weren't able to find them on the YouTube channel. I keep them unlisted because algorithm. Awareness is key, and the TMC project, I have no interest in creating multiple channels. So by unlisting it, it shouldn't affect my actual release dates, how that all works. Thank you very much. Let's go.